Tottenham Hotspur, out of Europe and into the danger zone at the bottom of Division 1. Today they face Liverpool, themselves stinging from a UEFA Cup exit this week. Field where Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspur get down to some serious league business and try to put the disappointment of their midweek exit from European competition behind them. On that same evening, Manchester United played a crucial league game in the knowledge that 3 points would see them return to the top of Division 1. And
it's typical, perhaps, of Tottenham's current plight that today they become the first English club to face a Liverpool team which includes all three of their most feared forces in attack. Ian Rush and John Barnes, who both missed so many matches with injury, and Dean Saunders. The two major casualties at the moment, Mark Wright and Ray Houghton. So Nicky Tanner partners Steve Nicol in the centre of the defence, Nicol taking on the captaincy. In midfield, Michael Thomas, who yesterday was called up to the England squad for next week's trip to Czechoslovakia. The two Welshmen, Saunders and Rush, up front. That job for Tottenham goes to Paul Stewart today. Stewart was signed as a striker, of course, and 2 years ago to this very day scored the goal in Tottenham's last win over Liverpool. But over the past year, he's really made a name in midfield. Stewart is needed further forward because Gary Lineker is missing with a touch of tonsillitis. His number 10 shirt today passes to Pat van den Hauwe, who will operate in the centre of defence. Peter Shreeves unveiling his strategy only an hour before the kick-off. Steve Sedgley moves from the back four into midfield, where Paul Allen will take on a more central role. The wide players, Gordon Durie on the left, and on the right, Andy Gray, who's on loan from Crystal Palace, with whom he was on the winning side at Anfield back in November. The referee, a reminder of better times for Tottenham. Roger Milford was, of course, in charge at Wembley when Spurs won the FA Cup last May. Well, they'd love to have Lineker as a player in their 11 today, but he travelled with the team with this illness last night. They checked him this morning, but the verdict was not strong enough, not fit enough to do what is going to be a vital job for every Tottenham player today. Both sides have more than sufficient incentive to rid their systems of any depressions following their midweek exits from European competition. Liverpool put out of the UEFA Cup by Genoa, losing here and losing away as well. Spurs falling to Feyenoord from Holland in the Cup Winners' competition. Durie, who hasn't scored in the league since late September. And when you think that in the First Division, Tottenham have scored 19 away goals, 12 of them from Gary Lineker, someone has got to find a better touch this afternoon. Oh, and Saunders with a touch of his own from close range that could well have provided Liverpool with a very early advantage and shattered the somewhat fragile morale of Spurs, but they've survived this. But so much of Liverpool's hope for the season was based around the attacking triangle, if you like, of Saunders, Rush and Barnes. And Rush will get to this first, and Saunders! They may not have played too many games together for Liverpool, but of course they're international colleagues with Wales. And Tottenham still settling here. And twice Saunders now could have sent them behind, although that was a much more difficult chance because the ball was just too far ahead of him as Rush tried to angle it down. Gray has to look for help from behind, and Stewart is in the clear for Spurs. And the shot pumped into the chest of Grobbelaar. The goalkeeper clears straight away. And we've had just 4 minutes, 3 chances. The first scare to the Liverpool goal. Liverpool's marking was woeful then. Andy Gray had done well. And then there was a touch of luck as Tanner actually got to the ball, but only set up Stewart. It's a neat header by Marsh. Saunders gets the cross in. Rush, the flag is up. The chance again not taken, but it was academic that time. Ian Rush starting a league game for only the second time in 4 months. He's had 3 knee operations. When you come to Anfield these days, you have to be something of a medical man to keep up to date with what's been going on. Howells. Stewart using his strength. That was a factor in Peter Shreve's decision in employing Stewart through the middle rather than Jury. He's in there to ruffle a few feathers. Rush is a different type of central striker. The rapier more than the battering ram. Barnes. Burrows. Liverpool have got plenty of players in the centre. If Barnes can rip the ball across, which he does. Mulby hits it so cleanly, and Torsfet got to it, hasn't put it out of play. He's in trouble here. This is Jones, taken on the chest clearly by Van den Hauwe. Such a skirmish after Torsfet had kept out the blast at goal from Mulby. One sensed that there would be a Scandinavian shootout here, with Mulby's willingness to try his luck from the edge of the penalty area. Howells holding Liverpool up. And Gray, what's he done? What has he done? Well, he's given away a corner, but it could have been much more dramatic than that. And in Spurs' current situation, well, he's a player who will often try the unusual and the difficult. And that could have been a catastrophe for Tottenham. Barnes with a free header. Spurs a bit of sorting out to do at the moment. Well, Peter Shreves puffs out his cheeks there, knowing that things went wrong, but not drastically so. Marsh to Rush. Too strong for Edinburgh. Rush having lost the ball momentarily, went to get it back successfully. Van den Hauwe, and he guides it down for Rush. Saunders! Well, that is Dean Saunders in a nutshell. He never worries about missing opportunities earlier in a game. And a quick spin and shot, and it was swerving towards the post, but happily for Torsfet, not inside it. Good try. Graham Souness did start in senior football with Spurs. Just played 1 game in the Tottenham first team as a youngster, before moving on to Middlesbrough, and then of course to Liverpool. A longer ball from Nicol, dealt with by Van den Hauwe at the cost of a throw. Well known on Merseyside, of course, from his time with Everton. Edinburgh just a little over anxious to get the ball then and giving away a free kick. Saunders wasn't offside, could only reach the ball and couldn't direct it. Tottenham are holding a line, and once the ball had veered in behind that line of defenders, anyone who timed his run was in a very promising position, but Saunders on the stretch found the ball again just wrong for him. but they can't keep letting him get that close without paying the ultimate price one suspects. Gray. Stewart wanting a deep cross, and he's got it. It's a little too deep. During. Sedgley supporting Stewart in the centre again. Howells, Liverpool have given it away. Sedgley. Gray's free. Oh, and Grobbelaar's hesitated, but the flag was up. Tony Andrews, the linesman. But as you look at Bruce Grobbelaar's reaction here, he certainly felt exposed and was wondering what to do with the threat of Gray. But he then heard the whistle. As we move into stoppage time at the end of the first half. Liverpool's throw. Jones. Rush muddling it through for Thomas. Now Saunders. Changed his mind perhaps, but there's no offside now. This is Marsh. Brandon Howe in the way. For a moment it looked as though Liverpool were going to pass their way through Tottenham's central defenders then. They found it hard in the first half to get the ball to John Barnes on a regular basis on the left-hand side. But they turned and took Tottenham on through the middle then. Saunders half thought about shooting and didn't. He might have scored in the opening minute. Liverpool certainly began the game brightly as Spurs were settling to this change in style and strategy. Paul Stewart had their best chance, but the most encouraging thing for Tottenham was the way the half developed, where they took some of the life out of Liverpool. The conditions not easy for the players either. At half-time at Anfield, Liverpool 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Liverpool start the second half. The first half, in some ways, typical of Tottenham's season. They have been more effective away from home. Their troubles at White Hart Lane really quite extraordinary, where they've lost 10 games in the First Division. They've only lost 5 in their away matches in the league. They need to maintain their application here, with Liverpool attacking the top end in the second half, and Saunders realising that he's just got to make up perhaps for a miss or two in the first half. Peter Shreeves trying to stay calm, but it must be very, very difficult. And hoping here that Stewart might surge through the centre and catch Liverpool out. Burrows. Barnes. Players forward. They're joined by the ball, but not with enough accuracy. Tottenham have protected their back four, one of whom is Justin Edinburgh, with this trio of central midfield players, supported in wide positions by Dury and Gray. Fenwick. Stewart, the lone forager through the middle in attack, but he's offside. Tottenham were last relegated 15 years ago, came straight back. Rush, Saunders. Still giving Nicol a problem, but only for a moment. Fenwick has misjudged it. Now Saunders, this is a great chance. 1-0 Liverpool. Terry Fenwick holds his head. And Tottenham have to take it on the chin. Characteristic of Saunders. That he had scant regard for the previous misses. He buried this one. But Fenwick was caught out by the wind, but Saunders kept it low and found his target. So the good work, particularly in the second part of the first half, wiped out now by Tottenham slip. Spurs have to find something even extra after their valiant efforts so far. Maybe it will come from this corner. Without Lineker, without confidence. In contrast, Saunders, the statistics are happier. 22 now. That's Mabbutt. This is Van den Hauwe. Bray, it's a great ball, Fenwick! Well, it's a tale of two headers for Terry Fenwick. One that's cost a goal and one that very nearly brought an equaliser. Hoisted high here by Gray, beyond Liverpool at the far post. But Fenwick couldn't find the net when there was plenty of it for him to see. Burrows. This is Marsh. He's banged in again, but the flag was up and the whistle had gone. Paul Walsh was signed more than 4 years ago now for £500,000 from Liverpool, of course. And it's Walsh, an attacker, for the midfield man Howells. Spurs have to try and stretch Liverpool now. And one thing about Spurs, whatever's happened to them this season, when they big matches have come around, they usually raise their game. They really will need to do it now. Thomas for Marsh, for Thomas. Liverpool, for their part, obviously lifted by the goal. Marsh, belted away by Mabbutt. And Tanner. Oh, he's lost it, and Grobbelaar has bailed out Liverpool. Bruce Grobbelaar has to live with the fact that his mistakes and eccentricities are always heavily documented. But his critics ignore the fine stops like that one. It stayed at 1-0 because of Grobbelaar. Marsh had a chance maybe to create an opening to make it 2-0. But Nicky Tanner, very, very relieved. Here's Walsh making up the ground on Nicol. It's a much better game now. Felling Molby, which in itself takes some doing. Nicky Tanner was labouring here. Stewart chasing valiantly, and his reward seemed to be there for the running until Grobbelaar managed to be the barrier that Liverpool and Tanner in particular desperately needed. Work from Michael Thomas to Marsh. Thomas joining three others in the centre for Liverpool. Marsh, in the end, had his view masked. The jury. Well, Walsh is offside, but Gray isn't coming from deeper. Walsh not interfering with play. Game goes on. Stewart trying to take on Tanner. He's got some confidence for those confrontations. It was late on Barnes, who rode the challenge brilliantly. Van den Hauwe, oh, the goalkeeper's nowhere. He slipped. Saunders wasn't quite aware of that straight away. Torsvek got back. Rush was moving in for the kill at the near post. Spurs fortunate to survive that time. Erik Torsvek came racing out of his goal and lost his footing. Saunders was still trying to concentrate on mastering the control of the ball. And he was forced wide. That was crucial. They played almost an hour. Marsh departs. Steve McManaman. Stewart. Walsh. Well, you have to have some sympathy with Spurs. They approached their task here with a lot of courage and character. Although Grobbelaar wasn't made to work hard then. And Liverpool not feeling that all is right from their point of view. Ronnie Whelan awaits the next stoppage in play. McManaman, who sets off on these rather mazy runs. They're hard to predict, but they've worked out well here with the help of Mulby. Steve McManaman didn't really want to shoot. Mulby. The header for Fenwick was very similar to the one that went wrong when he set up Saunders for the only goal so far. That one was manufactured with much more accuracy. Saunders, Mulby. A parting shot from Jan Mulby. Mulby's contribution acknowledged by the crowd. Ronnie Whelan, whose knee injury here back in August against Everton was his final match of a long layoff. Started once since then. Spurs surge forward again. Tottenham's travelling fans behind the goal. Gordon Jury is facing at the moment. Oh, it's a weak corner from Gray. Nothing weak about Edinburgh's work. Fenwick. Stewart! 1-1! Paul Stewart gets the goal and Terry Fenwick gets the share of the congratulations as well. This time the header was directed where he wanted it. So was Stewart's. Hoisted in by Edinburgh. Knocked on by Fenwick, knocked in by Stewart. And you really can't complain about the justice of that, because Spurs have kept at it. And Stewart, back as a striker here, has got a goal that could mean so much to Tottenham and to Peter Shreeves. Stewart is away again. Is it going to be a second? He's got to hit them harder than that. But Tottenham are on something of a roll here. Whelan. Thomas intervening for Liverpool, then Rush. Fly away and it won't go out of play. Well, Torsford, in fact, proves me wrong. But it's gone out of play, not as he thought, for a goal kick, for a corner. Tottenham not happy with the decision. And the complaints have got out of hand. Certainly, as Gordon Jury goes across the linesman, it looks as though Torsford had let the ball run, and it should have been a goal kick. Edinburgh booked for dissent. Tony Andrews, the linesman. Here's Burrows, Saunders puts it in. Spurs are furious. First of all, at the decision earlier, and then that the flag stayed down as Saunders put the ball over the line. Well, that's the way it is when you're down at the bottom. Burrows hit it, and look where Saunders put it in from. Saunders standing in the Tottenham field, offside, but it's 2-1 to Liverpool. A second for Saunders. 6 minutes to go. Whelan and Rush puts the ball in. Whelan, the architect of the move. Well, let's just have a look back at what they were complaining about. Rush blocks the ball here. Erik Thorstvedt comes out and wants to let the ball run. Is it touched? Does it go over the line? That's clearly a goal kick. Well, Spurs' self-control tested to the limit on the pitch, and I'm sure on the bench. And a win is very much on the cards for Liverpool now. Walsh didn't get the advantage, but at least Spurs can send Mabbutt forward. Everyone but Thorstvedt and Van den Hauwe, who takes the free kick. Mabbutt. Thomas tucks it away. Here's Rush. Well, Tottenham lose again in controversial circumstances. Roger Milford awarding first of all a corner when Tottenham thought it should have been a goal kick. And then the linesman not responding when Spurs thought Dean Saunders was offside when he scored his second goal. Saunders, who'd given Liverpool a lead early in the second half. Paul Stewart struck an equaliser for Spurs, who are moving towards a share of the spoils. But for Tottenham, the result is all important. The agony goes on. Their games in hand over the other strugglers only useful if they pick up points from them. There's great sympathy in football for Peter Shreeves, and maybe a bit more after the manner of defeat here, but another fruitless afternoon for his side. Liverpool 2, Tottenham 1.